Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mini Mindful Moment number 25. The topic I'm going to be going over with you today is navigating election anxiety using mindfulness. And I want you to know I wasn't going to do a mini mindful moment today because I've been slammed, and I changed my mind literally this morning because this stuff just wouldn't go away. It was like I had to share this with you. And I have specific experiences with anxiety that I thought could be useful for people. So I thought even if I could help one person, it would be worth it. So I have a period in my life where I was dealing with anxiety and panic attacks. They would usually happen around I would look at the clock, 3:33 a.m. or my phone in the morning. And I want to share with you a specific mindfulness technique that I used during this time, especially to get through these nightmarish middle of the night kinds of anxiety situations. And also so that you could just deal with general election anxiety in a way that opens the way for what you care about deeply to be happening in the world. So, who am I? If you haven't seen me before, I'm Karen. It used to be Karen Tax. I will be changing my last name soon. No, I'm not getting divorced. I keep telling people this. I'm just changing my name. I am an executive coach and business consultant, and I focus on leadership, culture, and strategy with an approach that I developed that I call IMX, which I use to guide leaders at all levels of organizations. Helps to start with the C suite for sure, to discover how to show up learning from tension, conflict, drama of all kinds, but including anxiety and leading from your best self so that no matter what challenge or uncertainty you're facing, you can make sure that you're leading from your best and learning from drama. So I'm just checking the event over here to see who is happens to be live with me. If you join live or if you're watching the recording, please add your questions to the comments. And if there's something specific that you're concerned about, say it's inflation or immigration or women's health care or whatever, please add that to the comments so that I can see it as I'm going through, because I can actually weave that into the mindfulness practice or address it in the comments in the recording. So, what I want to share is that when Donald Trump was elected to president in 2016, that night I had a panic attack. It was late in the night when it happened, and I just had total panic in my body. And it was that, it's like you want to poke like I always think of it as Vincent Van Gogh, where he chopped off his ear. It's like that sort of crazy making anxiety where you just want it to go away. And the more you try to make it go away, the worse it gets. And so through practice with this, I've learned how to deal with these waves within myself and just stay present with it. And that night when Trump was elected in 2016, I was just watching my body, doing relaxation, doing the technique I'm going to share with you later on. And I watched this thought go by. This is why when you're doing mindfulness and meditation, you're not trying to suppress your thoughts and feelings. It's really good to see what you're thinking. What are you actually thinking? And I watched this thought float by in my mind, which was, who's going to save us from the Republicans? I just stopped. It really, like, watching myself think that thought was sort of stunning, because I have lots of Republicans that I love, people that I care about deeply. And why was I thinking I needed Hillary Clinton to save me from the Republicans? It was a stupid thought. It was a fearful thought that I was having. And as I had that thought, I had this awareness that opened up, which was, oh, you've been expecting the politicians and the president and all these other people to do the work of keeping you safe, Karen. Like, they can't do that. That's really, and it felt really good to become aware of the way I describe it as the way I was giving my power away to other people that I didn't even know personally to try to make me safe in a way that I needed to be doing for myself. And oh, by the way, this is what I do in my work anyway. So how did I miss this? And so it was one of those beautiful awakening moments of like, I'm the one that needs to be doing more in the world to bring what I know and help people figure out how to create safety for themselves and be agents for themselves in their lives. So the lesson for me in that was that there's really no enemy. And if there is an enemy, it's the fears in my mind that I project onto others that I don't take responsibility for myself. It doesn't help when I make other people bad or responsible for something that I need to take responsibility for myself. So I'm gonna, if this is not clear yet, don't worry. I'm gonna go into some more specific examples as we go through this. But the other thing I just want to mention, especially about the election, is that we actually vote every single day. Like, I know this election is big. I know I have a preference. I know we all have preferences. And we vote every day and how we show up and live what we care about into the world. So for me, I care about building what I think of as true wealth. So wealth of meaningful work and love and purpose and connection with each other and health, physical health, relationship health, financial health, doing this through authentic and holistic leadership. This is what I care about. And doing this with individuals, teams, organizations. And this work starts here up close with me and my relationship with me, how I show up with me and my God. Me and I call this, I think of that, my God, as aliveness. You may think of it as nothing. That doesn't matter to me. It's like whatever you can relate to in yourself and in life that helps you center. And then from there, I move out to my marriage, me and my husband and my family and my clients and my community. So I'm showing up with what it is that I care about seeing and creating in the world a little bit every day. I'm voting every day in how I show up. So putting a ton of pressure on this election to create what we want in this world is crazy making. It's really hard to expect the results of this election to be the end all be all for anything. So what will ultimately have way more impact, and I don't want to minimize the results of the election here too, right? Like it's important. It is important. But what will ultimately have way more impact is knowing that your life matters and how you show up matters. And that you have an opportunity to influence the world around you every day in small ways and in bigger ways, with this bringing with you what matters in everything you do. So I'm specifically, I want to get a little more specific with what this looks like for me, which is bottom line, love and connection in love is what matters to me. So I show up every day with the goal of bringing love with me in every interaction and seeing love in others with every interaction. So I do what I can. When Others see what I'm saying as in this way as disingenuous or, somehow I'm not being honest about it. That is about the most painful thing I can experience. I know that that says more about them than about me when that happens. So I put that back, but on them. But what I can do is just keep showing up in love with love, setting boundaries where I need to so that I can keep doing that. So, bottom line with this is show up with what you care about happening in the world with you as much as you can so that you're voting every day with your life. Easy peasy, like doesn't have to be all serious all the time. Lighthearted is really good. So now I want to share with you the specific technique that you can use to deal with anxiety of any kind, including something that you can use to deal with those middle of the night terrors if those happen to be coming up or come up for you. It's called EFT tapping. It's EFT is emotional freedom technique. I've been sharing this with my clients a lot over the last month because everyone has been dealing with anxiety building. So, the thing I want you to remember as we go through this practice is that trying to make anxiety or any emotion, actually, I think I do it, I like think of it this way, any emotion go away. Like, here's the emotion coming in, and I'm trying to make it go away. I'm resisting it. Try that. Try this with someone around you where you push against each other. It just makes it stronger. So we can manage anxiety with medication, and I absolutely support that. If you need to do that, absolutely do that. And I was able with this EFT technique to get to the point in my life now where panic attacks are rare and they only come up with very specific kinds of stressful situations. And I'm able to do it without suppressing any anxiety in any way. So, and I'm actually able to use anxiety for learning, like I did with the Donald Trump panic attack that I had. So I got to this point by welcoming, and I do this again with my clients by welcoming my anxiety with support. Like this is not the kind of thing you want to do on your own. Um, you can do EFT tapping on your own and do it in the middle of the night. That's why I'm sharing it with you because you can, but ideally you want to have support. So please make sure you have someone with you, especially over the next day or two, that you've got people with you, a supportive animal that will help you navigate the anxiety. So you're not feeling alone. I don't want you feeling alone. So I'm going to walk us through using EFT tapping now, focused on the election. And again, remember, you can use this for any topic that you feel anxiety about. So this is tapping, this is body tapping, and there are 9 points that we're going to tap. So what I want you to do is just go along with me as I walk through what the tapping points are. So the first one is, they call this karate chop. This is the side of your hand here, and you can do it on your other hand. Chop, chop, chop. The inner eyebrow, outer eyebrow, and this is right on the bone here, like right where your eyebrow is on the bone. Inner eye, outer eye, it's up, lower eye, under the nose. You can do both hands if you want. You can do one hand. Chin, collarbone out about an inch out, tapping on the collarbone. And then right underneath your arm, side of the body, and then the top of your head. So we're just going to do this without saying anything at first. And I want you to just notice how your body feels as we're doing this. Sometimes I skip different parts. I miss one of the 9, and that's fine. I want you to just notice how your body feels as you're just simply doing the tapping. My dog is having anxiety right now because my husband's getting lunch. So we can hear his anxiety and just go right through this. So as we're tapping, just what anxiety or stress are you noticing? And then notice how you might be feeling more calm in your body. What we're doing as we're tapping is we're sending signals to our body that we're safe. So as you're tapping, let yourself feel what's happening in your body. And there's two parts to this that we're focusing. Number one is the challenge that you're experiencing and a phrase of acceptance. So instead of that resisting of, say, the anxiety, we're accepting it and letting it move. So let's start with this. Even though tapping, even though I'm really anxious about the election, I accept how I feel. Even though I'm really anxious about the election, I accept how I feel. And I give myself permission to relax. So, again, I can't emphasize this enough. It's important to honor how you feel and be real about it. And we're not trying to push past it or make it go away in any way, because then otherwise we're just, again, we're fighting against it. When we accept where we are and how we feel, we open ourselves up to emotions releasing and moving, and new energy and information can come through like, oh, I could be the one to help here. So, and then we move on to other points. And as we're doing this, we keep talking and tapping the points. And this can be just like having a conversation with a friend about how you're feeling. It's like saying, this is the tape that's playing in my mind on repeat. So let's go ahead and go into this in full. Let's do 3 times on the side of the hand with tapping your body in this way, and move through all the points here. So I'm feeling stressed about the election. I'm worried that the other side will win, and more of what I care about in the world will be destroyed. I really care about my family, women's health, safety, protecting people from violence. Whatever, say whatever it is that you care about here. I'm afraid there is nothing anyone can do. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. All of these fears. My stomach is feeling the stress and the fears. I'm feeling so much anxiety about the election, so much stress about the election. Go ahead and let yourself just work with whatever challenging aspects that you're feeling. What are the tapes running in your mind? Keep doing the tapping with this until your body starts to feel like it's safe. You're gonna feel a shift at some point that shows that you can come from a more resilient and resourceful place within yourself. Don't move into this too quickly. So I keep going. I'm letting myself feel anxiety about the election. And I'm beginning to feel slightly, just a little bit more calm. And I'm allowing myself All right, I'm gonna remove this. I just ran out of memory on my computer and the live stream looks like it stopped, but we're going to keep going on this. So keep tapping. It's so funny that in the middle of doing this, it moves a lot of energy. In the middle of doing this, the internet wigged out, my computer wigged out, and I can see that the live stream is streaming some weird noise. So let's just keep this is so good to demonstrate how it's like, oh, this happened. Oh, let's just keep going. Part of what you need to do is just let yourself keep staying the course, staying present with what's going on. So I'm letting myself feel anxiety and feel slightly more calm. I'm allowing myself to feel my fears and experience how I can be afraid and also be okay at the same time. I'm experiencing how in this moment I can feel safe through this tapping. I'm feeling how I can feel a little bit more safe, just a little bit at a time. I can feel afraid and anxious and also safe. I can realize that my fears are not killing me. This is just when you start to feel some humor coming in, this is a really good sign. My fears are not killing me. They're big. As I feel safe, I can start to see what I can do to make a difference. But making things feel safe in the world feels huge and overwhelming. I can't, what can I do? I can't do anything. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I can start by making sure that I feel safe and that my family feels safe. I can feel safe and I can help my family feel safe. So I'm noticing again how I can feel anxious and safe at the same time. I'm feeling more calm and safe, even though I'm feeling anxious. The more I'm feeling calm, the more clear I can see what might be possible for me to do. I am feeling just a little bit more calm and a little bit more clear about what's mine to do. I'm still feeling anxious, but it feels less. And I'm also feeling a hint of hopefulness that everything will be okay no matter what happens. And if this is not true for you, just keep tapping with the anxiety. I feel calm and some anxiety. I am calm. I am hopeful. And if this is not clear yet, like make sure you're doing the tapping and repeating after me, adding words that are real for you. And what I'd like to do with this is play around with a combination of challenge and acceptance statements as I transition into more and more of the reality of feeling safe and calm and clear about what might be mine to do, what I can show up with in the world to contribute to creating what it is that I'm thinking that the politicians are going to be doing. So I want to come back to, and let me just do a refresh on the live here. Yeah, good. Okay. It recovered the live stream. That was pretty good. The connection stayed through the hiccup. And that's a great metaphor for what this is like. You get noise happening, and then but there's you can keep the clear signal of the through line of your aliveness through the noise. So in the middle of the night, I want to just end on this. It can be really tricky to have anxiety and panic coming up in the middle of the night. And so doing this tapping is great, but when you're lying in bed and you're trying to get to sleep, it's, in some ways the tapping and the movement can get in the way of you being able to relax and actually drop back into sleep. So after doing this for I don't know how long, I got to the point where I could trust the feeling of the tapping. And I just said, I just want to get to sleep. And so, I just I said in a prayer, I asked angels to do tapping on me for me so I didn't need to do tapping on myself. And gosh darn if I didn't feel tapping happening on my body. Now, you don't have to believe in angels. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in anything on the other side, but you could ask a family member who's died to help you. You could ask, I've actually asked the plants. I have plants. I love plants. And I realized I was taking care of them, but I wasn't welcoming them take care of me. So you could ask for something alive in your home to help you. I haven't tried that with the tapping, but there's so many ways that aliveness can express itself to help you. So I invite you to just play with what might be the right thing for you to ask for. And it's important to ask for help so that you don't have to do it all yourself and that you can get the help you need for your body to calm. So I certainly hope that this is helpful. Again, please add any comments or questions. I'm going to actually put a link in the comments right after I end the live stream to people who are way better than me at the EFT tapping. So you can get some more support with the EFT tapping. If this was helpful, please like us on, subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on LinkedIn, the IMX company page. If you'd like to learn more about any of this, just message me. And I wish all of us peace as we get through the next day or so, to whatever it's going to take for things to settle down. And let's just know that eventually all is well and will be well. And in this moment, certainly all is well. Okay, take care, everyone.